Earlier this week, we had posted about hyacinth beans. And today I'm going to show you how to plant some in toilet paper cores. So these are nice because you can just plant these straight in the ground after your seedling has sprouted. So there's two ways of doing this. Some of them I folded, and so all you do to fold them is take two sides and push them in so that they're touching or almost touching, and then you fold these little corners over. And it's not gonna look right at first, it's gonna look really gappy, this is gonna be open, but then you'll just stick your fingers inside and you'll smush it down, and then it'll look like that. So the second method of closing up the bottom of your toilet paper cores is to cut them. And you'll just go about an inch, inch and a half up, and you'll do this on two sides, and then they'll fold in four sides. I'm sorry. There you go. So then you'll fold them in consecutively, just like this. All right, and that'll make a closed bottom. Now, that doesn't stay as tightly closed as the other method, but once you sit it down and you put your soil in it, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna fill these with soil, and then I'll show you how to put the seed and water it so that you can sprout it and grow your own hyacinth beans. Okay, so I've got the ends all folded on my little toilet paper tubes, and hopefully you've been fortunate enough to have a good stock of toilet paper. So now we're going to just fill them with soil, at least until about there, because then we're gonna put the seeds in, and then we'll moisten it, and then we'll put more soil. So. And I'm just using regular potting mix. It's the same stuff that I started all of my other seeds in for the garden. And if you didn't see our post about hyacinth beans, they vine and they are gorgeous. They're purple, and they get these, they're purple and green, and then they get these seed pods or bean pods on them that are beautiful, and then they get these flowers that are almost reminiscent of orchids. They're really, really pretty. And the reason we're going to start them off in these is so that you can plant them straight in the ground, and that will help prevent any damage to the roots, the new root system that the fresh little seedlings have developed. So I'm gonna fill these up, and then I'll show you how to place the beans. So we have our toilet paper rolls all filled to about right here. And the reason we're doing that is so that we can put the bean in, we'll moisten the soil, and then we will put more soil on top. And if you don't have toilet paper rolls, you can also use paper towel rolls. You'll just need to cut them into thirds. They'll be just a little shorter than this, but they should still be fine. You could also cut them in half and they'd be taller, but they work just the same. And if you don't have any of that, then you can make your own paper pots with shredded paper. And we actually have a video for that. It's a Junior Master Gardener video on our YouTube playlist, and I believe it's either under Kids or Junior Master Gardeners. But it is on there, and it's very handy, and it'll show you how to make your own paper pots. So with these, we're going to place our hyacinth bean seeds. And this is what they look like. They're black, and they have this little white stripe on them. And then, let's see, let me find one. If you look really closely, some of them have almost this like red speckle. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. All right, so we're going to place it, and then with a spray bottle, we're going to lightly mist the surface so that it's moistened. And then we will apply soil to the top. And we'll not top it off completely. We will leave some room in there so that it's not overflowing, and the soil will settle as you moisten it over the next several days. Whenever you get ready to plant them, when you plant the whole roll in the ground or in a pot or whatever container you plan to put them in, you will want to remove the dry edge above the soil. You just need to cut it off, because that edge will stick up and it will cause the rest of the pot to dry out. So if you remove it, then it keeps all of the moisture down in the soil where the roots are in the ground, and so that'll help it decompose faster. So I've topped all of them off with some soil, and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to moisten the top of the soil, and that'll help it settle down onto the seed so that it makes good contact, and that will aid in the germination process. Now, once you have these all moistened and they're ready to go, you can place them in a warm, sunny place like a windowsill, or in my case, we have windows in the garage, so I'm going to place them out there next to one of the windows. And you can put them on a covered porch that still gets sunlight but maybe doesn't get soaked by rain, because when is it ever going to stop raining here? And so in a few weeks you should start having some vines coming up out of here. So now they're ready to go. So we will just place them in our nice warm sunny area so that they can germinate. And you're going to want to make sure, until they sprout, you're going to want to make sure that you keep them moist. And then after they've sprouted, you're still going to water them. You don't want them to get dry. You just don't have to keep the soil moist all the time, or else you run the risk of your roots rotting. But then once they get a pretty decent height and you feel comfortable placing them wherever you're going to place them, if they're still pretty small, they're safe to go in a pot. If you're going to put them, outside in the yard, like grow up a trellis, or on your mailbox, or on a fence line, or wherever you want to put them, you're going to want to let them get just a little bit bigger. So the bigger they are, the more successful they'll be, and that's the joy of planting them in these, is so that the roots won't get disturbed when you plant them in the ground. As they grow, though, they are a vine. If you're going to let them get a little bit bigger in here, then you might want to stick something in there to help them grow on. I don't know about you guys, but we have take-out chopsticks, and so those are great. Stick those down in there. It's wood. It'll grow up them. We used a bunch of them to support our tomatoes when they were smaller. Some of my tomatoes got a little leggy, and so I used that to support them until they got hardier, and then they were able to stand up on their own. Now that they're big, they obviously have to be better supported, but in that transition period, the chopsticks worked great. So, hope you enjoy making these, and if you do, tag us in the pictures. Let us know that you tried this. If you want to try making the paper pots yourself, please go to our YouTube channel. It's BCE Horticulture. So it's the same as our Facebook page. And that's where this video will be posted as well. So if you see this video on Facebook and you click it, it opens in YouTube, go click on our icon and search through some of the stuff that we have. We have a few videos that are our own, but we have several playlists set up that it's all content that we think you all would enjoy. There's things that are specific to children, specific to vegetable gardening, specific to fruit production, to lawn and turf. And if there's something missing that you would like to see on there, if you would like videos of a particular category, let us know. Comment and tell us what you want to see. If you want to see us make certain videos, let us know. We'd be happy to make them. So hopefully I will be able to we'll post some pictures of the growth process over the next couple of weeks.